Okay. So relational calculus is basically divided into two parts: tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus. But what do you mean by relational calculus? Relational calculus is not a new word for us. We have seen calculus in normal mathematics or algebra. But if you are talking about relational calculus, it is very much concentrated uh, on the queries, or it is used to solve the queries. But again, it is a mathematical predicate calculus. That means here we are just predicating out of a bigger set which elements are satisfying the conditions or not, or if we are applying these conditions, what will be the predicate or what will be the output of that particular conditions. The same we are doing in other query languages also, but yes, it's a mathematical predicate calculus, which is a non-procedural query language. Overall relational calculus I am talking about, and it is not like the previous algebraic or integral or differential calculus we have seen, but it is a again a representation in the symbolic language. The set theory which we have seen, the symbols like there exist, for all, these kind of symbols we have already seen or we have already used in predicate calculus in mathematics or algebra. The same similar kind of construction is here. Uh, it's a new approach of query languages, and I expect that you remember the query part which we have learned, the how to write a query or how to address a query. With that assumption, I am teaching you this particular topic. So in the relational if it is not, then you need to go back to the relational algebra and SQL part of our lectures and try to revise all those things. So when we are talking about relational calculus, there are two approaches which are presented for tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus. Tuple relational calculus is the approach which was proposed by James Codd himself, who is a uh, uh, generator, or whose concept of relational algebra was accepted worldwide. So sorry, not relational algebra, the relational model. So relational model was proposed by James Codd, and he only proposed tuple relational calculus. So among the relational calculus, tuple relational calculus is more popular, and then we have a domain relational calculus as the other part. So these both the parts we are going to see. uh, the difference between these two is, as the name suggests, here we are representing the tuples, and there we are outputting the tuples, and there we will be outputting the domains. As and when we'll progress, you will be able to understand that. So, just to read it formally, in the first order logic or predicate calculus, that is relational calculus, the predicate is a truth valued function with the arguments. Here we replace the values of arguments, and the function yields an expression that is called as a proposition, which will be either true or false. That proposition will be true. If it is true, that tuple will be presented in the output. If it is false, that tuple will be neglected, or domain will be neglected for that matter. So there are two parts. In today's lecture, we are going to see tuple relational calculus. Okay. Uh, this is a non-procedural query language, whereas relational algebra and SQL both were procedural query language. So there we had many functions which were helping us to address our queries. But in this, it is not um, strong enough to address most of the queries. This language is not very strong, but yes, it is still being used, or at least we need to know how it is used. So tuple relational calculus provides only the description of the query, but it does not provide the method to solve it. Okay, that means as we have in SQL, we can write the function, we can store the output, we can create a view. This is not possible in tuple relational calculus, but it is helpful to solve very basic queries. Okay, very basic queries. And if we are recalling relational algebra, that was a method of representing the query in a mathematical or algebraic expression format. Here also we are generating an expression which will be in the predicate format. That means here, here we can see the format, basic format of tuple relational calculus will be something like this. Okay, where we are saying that T is the resulting tuple such that this bar, is representing such that result the tuples T such that the predicate P is true on them. Okay, so predicate P is called as the predicate. These are the conditions that are used to fetch T. Okay, the similar things we are doing in the previous cases also. So, but it is now read in such a way that result the T or output the tuples T such that the predicate P is true on them. Okay, generate the set of tuples T such that the predicate P is true for T. This is the smallest expression where this predicate will be, there may be, this predicate may be a huge expression combining number of conditions together. That is possible. That is with and or not, all these conditions we can put. So predicate can be a long expression, huge expression, but basically your tuple relational calculus is going to have this format where generate all the set of tuples T where predicate P is true for them. How we can go for that? If we are talking about the atomic formulae of TRC, that is tuple relational calculus, either we can go for this. R is the subset of relational, means we can let us say that uh, print all the names of customers. So names of customer will be a subset of table customer, relational customer. So here also I am going to take the banking example in picture. You may be remembering that, or you have to remember that you have that structure with you. So in banking example, we have customer, describing customer with customer name, customer street and customer city. We have account with account number, branch and balance, loan with loan number, branch and amount, branch with branch name, branch city and branch asset. And we have relationship sets, depositor and borrower, which are combining account and customer and depositor and loan borrower and customer respectively. Okay, so if we are taking that example, I am printing customer names of all customers, then customer name will be the subset of customer. Okay, that is possible. Or R dot A means R is the name of relation and A is the name of attribute. Similarly, S is the name of relation, B is the name of its attribute, and they can be combined with the operator, maybe less than, greater than, equal to, whatever operations you are taking. It can be also compared with constant. So all these things are known to you. We have already used them in SQL. So, and operator can be anything, any comparison operator. Okay, equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, and all. Okay. So now we'll try to, whatever we had is T such that predicate P is satisfied on all the T's. Okay, is our basic formula, but this basic formula will now be elaborated a bit in this way. Okay, we have this kind of approach, and also, okay, we can also use and, or, and not. This is also possible. The logically two expressions can be combined together, okay, with and, or, and not, where the symbols are given in the bracket. Okay, so now we can quantify this expression into very particular expression which have two parts. One is there exists, another part is for all. Okay, if you can see this expression. There exists T which belongs to or which is present in relation R. There exists T, there exists tuples T which belong to or which are present in relation R where predicate Q is true. It is read this way. Okay. So there exists a tuple in T in relation R such that predicate Qt is true. And other quantifier is for all T in R, Q is true. Okay. So in first one we are selecting few of them, whereas in second one we are printing all of them. Okay. So this is the things will be more clear when we go for a simple expression. Let us consider the banking schema and find the loan number, branch and loan amount of loans greater than or equal to 10,000 amount. Okay, it is very simple one. So can you people post the equivalent SQL query for this? SQL or RA, whichever is comfortable for you. Find the loan number, branch and amount of loans which are greater than or equal to 10,000. Can you post in the uh, chat box? Can you post the answer for this? You write the query in SQL or write the query in RA. Then we'll proceed because that recall is needed. Please post. I am waiting. Shubhi and Akshay has posted. Sumit. Yes, PR Abhishek has also posted. Right. So this was a simple query. So did Pranay, Marianne. Marianne, आपका एक मिनट है. Query आधा है क्या? हाँ. Pranay, it is not banking schema. We have that whole structure of banking schema. That is that means.
Sir, but we have to mention the table name there, na?
हाँ हाँ, तो टेबल नेम लिखा नहीं ना आपने, बैंकिंग स्कीमा लिखा. टेबल बैंकिंग स्कीमा मतलब वो पूरा स्ट्रक्चर जिसमें हमारे 6 टेबल्स है ना, उसको पूरा स्कीमा.
Okay, sir.
तो उसमें से लोन टेबल में ये सारी एंटिटीज है. वी आर गोइंग टू यूज लोन इंस्टेड ऑफ बैंकिंग स्कीमा वर्ड देयर. यस. Good. Vaibhavi has also tried, and yes, most of you have done written it correctly with little variation. And all of you, means most of you are mentioning all the attributes together. Instead, we can simply mention star as Shubhi did. Fine. So this part, so find the loan number, branch, and amount are all the three. So here now we need to understand that it's a tuple relational calculus. So every time the whole tuple is going to get present. Whole tuple will be presented. Here we won't be able to select a particular attribute in this case. It is a little difficult to put a condition or predicate and take out a particular domain or attribute. We are going to take the entire tuple out, or if you want to go for some domain, then we'll have to create the subset. So how this equivalent will be written in this case? So your predicate will now be written in this way. There exists T, or print tuples T such that they belong to loan. First of all, T belongs to loan, and second condition is T dot amount is greater than 10,000. So what is T? T is the tuple which is going to be presented outside in the output. And now instead of saying T dot amount, we are putting T into bracket amount. Okay. So the things are same. Only way of expressing it is changing. Okay. So this says there exists or print T such that it belongs to T belongs to loan. This condition says this, and amount in T, amount in that tuple which is going to be presented outside is greater than or equal to 10. So this is amount in T, this word. Okay. So this way, or in if I'm finding out this, find the loan number for each loan of an amount greater than or equal to 10,000. Now I am particularly trying to present only loan number. Trying to present only loan number. So same query can be modified by just removing a branch and amount from the SQL expression, and this will be written in this way. Okay. So loan number for each loan of an amount greater than or equal to 10,000. So see how it is written. It is now little different. It is little complicated as compared to the previous one. So what we are saying here, this says that find T such that exists as but not only loan, there exists S which belongs to loan and loan number in T and S. Okay, such that T dot loan number should be equal to loan dot loan number. Means हमने क्या किया अभी? We are trying to find out a subset of loan. S is the tuple which belongs to loan, and we are taking out only loan number from that. Okay, we are taking only loan number from that. So S, there exists S which belongs to loan, and T dot loan number is equal to S dot loan number, and S dot amount is equal to greater than 10. I am going because I have mentioned T dot loan number here. If I am talking about S, if I am printing S here, it is going to print the whole what we can say, the whole tuple. But now it is quantified for a single value. So difference between these two is here we are going to represent the entire tuple. Here we are going to represent only a column of it. Fine. So this is the difference between these two. Uh, it is little complicated, but yes, this is the way it is uh, proposed. Find the names of all customers who have a loan and an account at a bank. Who have a loan and an account at a bank. So in SQL, we can either use uh, intersection operation here. Who have a sorry and who have a loan and an account. So दोनों चाहिए. So we can make use of intersection operation, or we can write without intersection operation here. You know how to write it. I'll go for directly the expression of this. So what it says, there exists S which belongs to borrower, and there exists U which belongs to depositor. Okay, there exists S which belongs to borrower, and there exists U belongs to depositor, where T dot customer name is equal to S dot customer name, and T dot customer name should be equal to U dot customer name, and here is this expression is connected with symbol AND. Okay, this is connected with symbol AND. Okay, so these two expressions are connected with symbol AND. That's why both should be correct. And if both are true, then only this expression is going to become true. It is going to print only the names of customer because T has only customer name. T doesn't belong to borrower or T doesn't belong to depositor. That you remember. T doesn't belong to both. Okay. There exists S which belong to borrower, which has the same name which should be appeared in T. Similarly, for in the case of U. Okay. So this sounds in this way we can make use of the connector. If it is OR, then you are going to have the OR symbol here. Similarly, find the names of all customers having a loan at ABC branch. How can we do it? Again, you can find there exists S from borrower. We are talking about the loan. So there exists S from borrower, and there exists U from loan, such that U dot branch name is ABC, U dot loan number is equal to S dot loan number, and the customer in S should appear in T. Okay, T is the output. T is the output. So again, only customer names are going to be printed. Okay, so this is the way we can write tuple relational calculus, but it is very limited to these kind of things. The conditions like union, intersection, group by, having, aggregate functions are very rarely addressed by these relational calculuses. Okay, so we are not addressing those things, but we are addressing very basic queries. Now, in the next 20 minutes, I expect you to